All right, good evening. Welcome back, everybody. Let me drop the welcome real quick. Hello, it's been a few days. I am back on, ready to draft some fantasy football teams. I have been very, very busy this weekend, and I apologize for missing a couple of streams, but I'm back and I'm ready to go. I'm not messing around tonight. Thanks for stopping by, first of all. So anybody who has not been here yet before, my name is Nick, aka Perfect 216. Thanks for jumping in on Main Event Fantasy, where we draft best ball fantasy football teams. We also talk everything about fantasy football. We also talk about prop betting during the season, start, sit, trades, waiver wires, all those fun things are going to happen during the season. But right now, we're still finishing draft mode. So Best Ball Mania, real quick. The largest contest in all of fantasy football, $2 million to first place, 672,000 entrants. You can draft up to 150 teams. I've got 7 more left to draft, and I got to draft them soon because this is almost full. So we're going to rip as many as we can tonight, and then I'll finish them off tomorrow, and we'll be done. So we know this one is $2 million to first place. Second place, $1 million. Third place, $500,000. And we're going to get right into it, my friends. 5 more spots available if you want to join us in this draft. If you've never drafted on Underdog Fantasy before, no worries. Click the link in any of my videos. Use my promo code PERFECT216 when you make your first deposit. You will get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. So if you deposit $50, you get $25 free. You put in $100, $50 free. You put in $1,000, $500 free. I don't know about you, but why would you pass up free money? If you're going to give something a try, at least take free money for doing it. And this is not like those other sites where it's play money. If you win on play money, you don't actually win money. No. On here, if you win, you win. It all counts. So definitely recommend everybody getting into these underdog drafts. All right, we're at the 1-7. I love it. Nice middle of the pack place to be. Because I'm so focused tonight to draft, but by the way, I hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. I've got my coffee. No water tonight. We need some wake up juice. We got work to do. Real quick, if you want to draft on Underdog, any states on the map in yellow are eligible for you to draft or for you to play. And so highly encourage you give it a shot. If you missed the drop, then just pause the video when you watch it back, and you can see if your state is one of the ones if you've not drafted before. Don't forget to throw a like and subscribe on the stream. The draft will open up here in 7 seconds, and we're going to get rolling. 7 more, and I'll draft another. It'll be a full 150 teams that I have drafted on Best Ball Mania. And I'm going to check after this one, but I might be officially over 600 total teams drafted this year. I did finish the last of my redraft leagues tonight. My Dynasty League is set, and some of my other home leagues are also set. I got pick 1-9, 1-10, and 1-2. And I hate 1-9 this year. That's my least favorite pick. And, of course, in my home leagues, I ended up with the 1-9 twice. It's crazy. Sports 101, welcome. You had your second redraft league today. Went pretty well, I think. Where did you get picked? Where were you picking from? What draft spot? Because I kept getting 1-9, and I hate 1-9. This year I do. I don't normally, but this year I do. And I only hate it for redraft leagues. I don't hate it. Hey, wait a minute. Hold the phone, folks. We're going to get Justin Jefferson at the 1-7. I love it. We only got 7 more of these things. Let's see if we can get weird. All right. Let's pop this board up real quick. So Neighbors went at 2. So somebody got real weird. They just really wanted to draft Neighbors at 2. That's what bumped Jefferson down to 7. Well, I'll just say thank you for giving me Jefferson at 7. That allows us to potentially have a very, very unique start here. Okay, and Pickles went A.J. Brown, Chase Brown, which also makes us have a unique start because normally Chase Brown goes further down. Oh, baby. Let's see what shows up. What are you going to give me at the 118? 118, I'm sorry. The 26. All right. Well, the most unique player we have here to pair with him will be Devon Achane, and we will grab him because he's at the top of ADP, and we won't even think twice about it. So we end up with a Jefferson Achane start, which is pretty rare because Achane doesn't usually fall quite that far, and Jefferson was in the top 3 picks for most of the drafting season until this last few weeks. And so you don't see these two paired up much. So that makes me happy to get Jefferson and Achane here paired up. I like it. EA Sports, you have the 8th pick. Yeah, let's see. You have Allen at the QB, CMC Genty, wide receivers Pickens, Worthy, Sutton, tight end McBride. How do you get Allen, McBride, CMC, and Genty? Was it a 10-man? Oh, it's a 10-man. Yeah, okay, got it. I just caught that. So, yeah, in a 10-man, that's great. And in a 10-man, I love getting elite quarterback, elite tight end because you want those onesies to help, give you a differentiator. So I love your team. I really do. The only thing I don't like is I don't like Sutton. That's just me. Doesn't mean that he's a bad pick. I just don't like him. I liked him before everybody decided to draft him where he's getting drafted. Fantasy Dog, what's up, my friend? Welcome in. It's been a couple of days. I had a great birthday yesterday. Celebrated the birthday. It's been a very, very busy weekend for me. Even today, it's been a very busy day. And kids are asleep. The wife's getting ready to pass out. And I know everybody's back to work tomorrow. So finished off all my home leagues for drafting. All my redraft leagues are done, and we're just trying to knock out the last of these best ball manias. And then before kickoff on 9/4, I'm going to finish probably I will be done with the best ball manias between today and tomorrow, depending on how quickly they fill or how many I can get through tonight. All right, we're just going to keep taking advantage of whatever's here for us. So we'll take Harrison. So nothing too crazy coming back here. Harrison's not abnormal here, so that's not unique. So we kind of got back to normal in the 3rd round. Hey, fun fact. You guys know I've been talking about Jaylen Warren all year. He's my number 1 drafted running back this year in these best ball tournaments. For a reason, and he just signed a 2-year extension with the Steelers. Oh, I'm just doubling down on my choices, and that makes me feel really good. So it means it makes me feel confident that I'm making the right decisions. Hey, I appreciate the happy birthday. I really, really do. Thank you. Getting a little older. Hopefully we're getting a little wiser, right? Pickles, I don't really know what this guy at pick 12 is doing. Pickles. He's kind of all over the board with what he's doing. Maybe he's just trying to get weird. I mean, maybe we should do one of those, right? Just get some weirdness going. Create with a uniqueness. All right. All right. I guess if we go by ADP, the faller is Garrett Wilson, right? That makes sense. I think we just got to take it and keep this train moving. Keep taking the ADP values. Wilson in the 4th round feels pretty good. Feels pretty good to get him here. So normally goes in the back half of round 3. Earlier in the year, he was going in the front half of round 3, and now we get him in round 4. So that's kind of nice. Kind of nice. So you said, Fantasy Dog said, I don't know how you can get any wiser. What are you going to do? Win all the money? Save some for me? Hey, man, listen, I promise there is enough money to be shared with everybody. Unfortunately, Meek Bump here in the 5-hole won't win any of it because he's just went 4 straight running backs. So someone needs to – there should be a way on Underdog where you could like message somebody and say, hey, you might want to join Main Event Fantasy, and we can help you figure out why what you did was wrong. But, watch, he'll be the guy that wins $2 million, and I'll just be over here eating my words, right? St. Brown of the 2-3. That's a little late. It's not too crazy because, I mean, these 6 receivers here, Nico, Puka, AJ Brown, London, Thomas, St. Brown, even Neighbors, who normally is on the right side of the board, they're kind of all the same to me, in terms of value. I think anybody could go. I see them all the same. I could make an argument for any of them. All right, let's see what's coming back around. Got a couple of fallers. We'll see if they make it all the way back. Meek might want to take a wide receiver at this point. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some guy. Hey, give my man a round of applause. He got DJ Moore at 53. Calvin Ridley falls to 55. We will take it and smile. And I love our start right here. We got our anchor running back in Achane. We've got really nice uniqueness to the team. Definitely got some fallers. Feel great about our wide receiver room. I like it. I like it a lot. Give me 10 seconds real quick, guys. I've got to close this door that my cat keeps opening. I'm so sorry. 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Tyler Warren at 62. This room is kind of weird. Kind of weird. But kind of weird could be kind of good for us. Kind of see what I want to do. Actually, I was probably going to go Pollard there, but I guess we will just let that go. I'm not an RJ Harvey guy, so we'll just take James Conner here. I don't mind Harvey, but I also don't want another week 12 bye already at running back. For whatever reason, I'm deciding to avoid it, You're going to do any start, sit, sleepers during the season for us? Yeah, I think I will. I was talking about this with a couple of friends today. And I know one thing I'm going to be doing is prop betting. So if you're new to Underdog, well, actually, I shouldn't say, I know you guys aren't new, but if you go back to, I think they call them champions is what it's called here. They have it differently named in other states. And I think I have to drive across the border to do it, to actually place it. But I'll just jump over real quick where I'll do prop bets of sorts. Where I'll try and put together what I believe is like my best prop bets for either, Monday Night Football, Thursday night, or the whole week as a whole. And I'll do a couple of bets that I'll place and kind of discuss why I'm going with those over unders, etc. So that's something I'll definitely do, along with waiver wire pickups, trade questions, start sit questions. I'll probably go through all of that throughout the week. I don't think I'll be on every night when the league starts, just because I don't know that there'll be enough content for me to go every single night. It's not like we're drafting, right? So it just kind of depends to how much activity we can get together, right? Meaning, what else can we do during the middle of the season to try and draw attention so that there's more going on our stream, so that way there's more value. I even thought about, instead of going live, I could take submitted questions like in comments and then make a video and record a video, edit it, and then just leave the video up there instead of going live. Do it that way. I don't know. I'm still kind of flirting with it in my head, David Montgomery or Sam Laporta? I don't have a lot of David Montgomery. He is here. Let's just take him, right? Just take Captain Obvious. Seems like a good way to go. Congrats on the 250 sub. Yeah, thank you. We're trying to build up to 300. My wife was joking. Now, she has no idea how to get to my channel, and I prefer to keep it that way. But she was asking me, you don't have more than that by now? And I said, you don't understand. This is a lot harder than it. People don't realize how much harder this is unless you're going to dump a bunch of money into advertising. This is hard, And so word of mouth is your best friend, sharing and somehow beating the YouTube algorithms, right? Christy, what's up? Thank you. Appreciate it very much. I'm feeling good about it. This team has really been a nice start. I'm very, very excited about how this team has been rolling here. Plenty of quarterback options coming up, and they all got legs. I feel good about what's sitting in front of us. The question is, all right, so do I go a wide receiver here? Another running back? I feel like I should just keep taking fallers. I like Jordan Mason a lot. I'm just going to grab Jordan Mason. So now we've doubled up on Minnesota and Arizona. So somebody's scoring some points on these teams, and I guess we're going to have them. I don't know that I love it, but I like the player. So I've got this, after this one, I've got 6 more Best Ball Manias to do before I max it. And I'm going to be a little less, it's kind of coming to the end. It's been a long few months, because y'all got to remember, I started drafting right after the NFL draft. So in mid-April, I've been drafting teams since mid-April, over 600 teams every day, drafting teams. And then middle of doing this, I was like, it'd be a good idea. Let's make a YouTube channel and start working that out. So then I'm working extra hard to put this channel together and try and build this up in the middle of the year. And so it's definitely been a journey. That's for sure. Sports 101 says that one guy is now up to 6 running backs in 7 rounds. He knows he can't trade them away on best ball, I hope. I know. You just wonder. I'm assuming that a lot of these guys just they're not really sure what they're doing. When you come into best ball drafts, you can do some things like your regular home leagues, but there is a different strategy to this type of tournaments, which is what makes them so fun. In my opinion, at least. But if you don't really know what you're doing, you're going to learn the hard way. And in fairness, I learned the hard way too. I did a little bit of research, but I still drafted my first year. I didn't draft as many teams. I still ended up being profitable because I think I got 3rd place in a tournament, which is why I got profitable that year. But in my first year doing this, but I drafted some ugly teams when I look back. I'm like, man, could they have been uglier? See if I can get the rookie here as our 5th wide receiver. Nope. He said, no, sir. He said, no soup for you. We'll take Cooper Kupp, and we'll just keep this train moving. I think Cooper Kupp could have an interesting year. Might end up being a better pick than we realize if he gets fed, you know. Christy said, oh, yeah, I did my second money league draft last night, 12-team PPR, half point per carry, pick 12. Ended up getting Nix, Henry, Jacobs, JSN, Sutton, Andrews, Kenneth Walker. I like the running back room a lot. JSN, I like it. Sutton, you're the second person tonight to get Sutton. I'm not a big Sutton guy, but you did stack him with Bo Nix, and you know how much I like it. Even in your regular home leagues, just stack one pass catcher with your quarterback if you can. And you know, so if you're going to get Sutton and you get Nix with him, I think it's great. And if you know you don't feel good about it later on in the season, then you know you try and make a move. You know, that's all you can do. But waiver wires, trades, you know, a little bit of injuries, and this guy takes Justin Fields from us. That's who I was going to go with. Get a little bit of Snipe City going on here. I'm going to try and come back and get McCarthy here in a second, but let's get somebody. I guess Luther Burden. I don't have a lot of him. No time like the present to get Luther Burden on your team as wide receiver 6. This coffee's hitting the spot. Only did it for the stack. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I may be right, I may be wrong, I don't know, but I have kind of a motto, you know, that I'm not doing this to get 3rd place or 4th place or whatever. I want to win. So if I'm doing this to win, you know, I want to stack a pass catcher if I can. It doesn't always work out that way, right? If the draft board doesn't fall to you and you don't want to force it, that's fine. You don't need it as much in best ball. You really do need the pass catchers. You do. It just gives you too much of an advantage because there's so many thousands or hundreds of teams that you're going against. In a 12-man league, if you don't get your stack, it's okay. Not the end of the world. If you get your stack, again, just kind of goes, you're just going for it, you know? So. He ended up getting Diggs, ETN, Ford, Jaden Higgins, and actually drafted Mixon later on for a stash. That's perfect. Seriously, that's a great draft right there. You got to feel good about that. It's a well pulled together team. Well pulled together team. And a good strong bench. Oh, Meek Bump over here with 6 running backs. Not really sure what you're doing. In fairness, there's a guy down here, easy EDFS. He has 7 wide receivers and only has 1 running back. So I guess he's kind of in the same ballpark, just in reverse. Let's see if we get sniped again on quarterback. Nope. All right, we'll get JJ McCarthy, pair him up, stack him up with Justin Jefferson, and kind of a negative correlation, but Jordan Mason as well. So we do have Detroit is who they play in week 17. So we have David Montgomery kind of for a little bit of a bring back there. So kind of works out pretty well in our favor. I am going to target our Tennessee quarterback here in just a little bit. Maybe even get a 3rd one and grab Seattle. Oh, you know what? I can even go in and try and get Seattle's bench quarterback just for fun. You know? You do have a lot of guys in the same team. It wasn't planning. It's just the way it happened. You know, it happens that way. One thing I don't like to do is I don't like to have 2 or 3 players, unless it's a quarterback and a receiver, a quarterback, tight end. I don't like to have like a running back and a wide receiver starting the same week from the same team, because it kind of caps the ceiling. And just because of the value, I have a team that I got today where I got Achane in the second round. Oh, I got a cramp in my foot. Sorry. Oh, that hurts so bad. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, it feels good. Oh, I was looking at Ferguson there. That did not happen. All right. What am I doing? I need a tight end at some point. So I'll just do Kyle Pitts. And by getting Kyle Pitts, it opens us up to Michael Penix if we really want to. But as I was saying, I got Achane in the second round, and then Tyreek Hill came back in the back of the fourth round. And I don't know, I just felt the value was too good. So I ended up with Tyreek Hill and Achane on the same team. And right now in that league, they're both in my starting lineup. And I don't know that I love that, but at least if nothing else, I mean, in 2023, those two in the same team would have been absolutely ridiculous because they both were just having nothing, but they were both going off every week. So is there a world where that happens again? Sure. Is it likely to happen again? No. But what I'll probably do is I will try and I'll wait until one of them goes off, has an amazing game, just goes nuclear. Then I'm going to trade one of them. I'll package him with another person from my bench. And then, like, let's just say I have Tyreek Hill and he goes off. Then I'll probably package Tyreek Hill, a bench guy, and try and get, I don't know, CeeDee Lamb, right? Maybe that's a little shot in the dark, but you get what I'm saying. Try and make it work. Sports 101 wasn't here on stream the day Parsons got traded. What are your thoughts? As a Lions fan, I'm extremely bummed. Yeah. So, first of all, good for Parsons on holding his ground. So can't fault a guy for trying to take care of himself and his family and, wanting to get what he can while he's still the star that he is, right? Before he isn't a star anymore. I think the trade compensation is pretty good. 2 firsts and a defensive tackle, Kenny Clark, who's pretty good too. But I think they could have probably gotten more, but that's just me. So I don't know that the Cowboys got enough for it. But if you're the Packers, as long as he's healthy, you feel good. But I will say today it was revealed that Micah Parsons has been dealing with an L4, L5 facet joint sprain in his back. He's going to be taking an epidural injection prior to the game on Sunday, so that way he can play. So I don't know exactly what that's going to mean. Oh, hang on, we're on the clock. I'm actually going to go Kim Ward first to make sure I get my primary stack with Ridley. If Michael Penix comes back, I will take Michael Penix as well. And yeah, we'll have one interesting quarterback room. But yeah, so I don't know. From someone who has back pain, I don't know exactly what a facet joint sprain is, but maybe it's not that bad and he'll be all right. But when you sign a guy to a record-breaking contract and then find out he's got a strain in his back, I don't know. You don't like to hear that, right? But that does tell me that the Packers are all in. They want to win now. They think they've got what they need to win a Super Bowl. So Sports 101 said Miami also put up 70 points in 2023, and I don't think that's happening again. Yeah, and that's exactly right? I mean, could it happen? Sure. Is it likely to repeat? Probably not. But it sounds like a fun idea, if it worked out that way. Penix sniped by Dinglington, whatever his name is. That's fine. We didn't need him. Good riddance. We'll take Chig anyway as another tight end and do a double stack with Cam Ward. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Just take him out. We don't need him. Good riddance. Actually, I'm kind of curious, though. Did he even have... All right, at least he had Drake London. So even though he's not a badge drafter, he was smart enough to realize he's stacking his primary receiver with him. So it's not horrible. I really like this team, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm digging this team. So far, J.J. McCarthy, Kim Ward. Running back, Devon Achane, James Conner, David Montgomery, Jordan Mason. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Marvin Harrison, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp, Luther Burden. Tight end, Kyle Pitts, Chig Okonkwo. I like this team a lot. I think this is probably going to be a classic 3-5-7-3 build when I'm all said and done. I think I'm going to get one of each: a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end is what I'm feeling. Kyle Pitts, anchor tight end for you. Watch you draft another one before you read this. I don't know if I did draft another. If I drafted him before I read it, that'd be kind of funny. It's like we're both on the same wavelength there. But the tight end position, if you really look over the last couple of years, has completely changed. Out of all the positions on the field, like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, out of the core four that you play in fantasy football, that position has shifted the most. And you're seeing more athletes, more pass catchers, more guys that are able to really help their team, and they're not just blocking all the time. They're not just running a flat route, right? These guys are talented, athletic, guys. And with this transformation, getting a bunch of these types of guys in the end of my drafts feels like pretty good shots in the dark right now, I mean, it wasn't too long ago. If you didn't have Travis Kelce, you just didn't draft a tight end until late rounds, right? That's just kind of how it went. All right, we are on the clock. Options here. Let's take a look at the rookie. We'll do Mason Taylor here. And so I don't know. Now you've got all these guys, last few years, these draft classes have come out. They're getting high draft capital at the tight end position. So I think the tight end position has changed a lot. I think it's going to keep changing. And now is the time to get a bunch of points from guys who are getting drafted in around 17 and 18 or in the back half of drafts before people figure out that the tight ends matter and start taking them earlier. So I think it'll continue to change. The other position I think is going to change, though, is running back. I think if you look at how running backs are being used, more and more teams are going to do what Detroit is doing. They're building a 2 running back system, a 1A, 1B, not a 1A, and then, then you got a guy who's a handcuff who just kind of gives them a rest for a water break. I'm talking about teams are looking for 2 slightly different players at running back that do a little bit different things that they can really count on. And so I think that's interesting to me. All right, what do we want to do here? I'm going to keep taking a guy I feel pretty good about. I think Troy Franklin should be set to have a good year in Denver. So now we're going to get a running back and a quarterback and be done with this one. I am going to toss Jalen Milroe on this team because I don't need him. And that's the teams that I want to draft Jalen Milroe on. If he finds his way in the back half of this year in lineups, this dude has legs. He can score. He can win you a week if he doesn't completely suck and throw 9 interceptions. And he might, but that's the risk you take. So I drafted Chig right after I said it. Yeah. During the Kelce era, I always waited and took someone like Hunter Henry or Darren Waller. Absolutely. I was the same way. I didn't get into the Kelce stuff. I liked where Rob Gronkowski went in a lot of the years in the past. Kind of like that middle, like he was that Sam Laporta, that TJ Hawkinson, right? Like kind of guy where he wasn't going in the first round, but he people felt good about his value. You love David Montgomery, but I don't know if I put him and Gibbs in the same level. Yeah, I get it, but Gibbs I think is the better talent overall, but clearly Montgomery's been very, very effective. And let's see here. Plenty of guys that I don't mind taking a shot at. I'm really scrolling down here. I'm waiting for, by the way, I think Devin Singletary is a guy who could get traded to a team who needs a running back at the last minute. So be on the lookout. Write it down. Watch him on your waiver wire. I think Singletary could end up with a role on somebody's team. All right, I'm going to grab Jalen Milroe first, and that's fun. I'd love to see Jalen Milroe throwing bullets to Cooper Kupp at the end of the year in the playoffs when I need him. And he goes off because he ends up being way better than Sam Darnold. That would be fun. That would be fun. All right, one more, and then we will get into another draft. We'll recap this team and then get into another draft right after this one. I'm going to keep it rolling hard and fast tonight. I love this team. This is a winning team, you guys. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to go Kareem Hunt, assuming he makes it to us. I like the Week 10 bye. And I still like Kareem Hunt. Fun fact from Ohio, where I'm originally from. Miller goes. All right, Kareem Hunt it is. Come on down. I love this team, guys. All right, let's recap real quick one more time. 3-5-7-3 build. J.J. McCarthy, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, quarterback. Running back, Devon A. Chan, James Conner, David Montgomery, Jordan Mason, Kareem Hunt. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Marvin Harrison, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp, Luther Burden, Troy Franklin. Tight end, Kyle Pitts, Chig Okonkwo, Mason Taylor. We did double stack Chig and Calvin Ridley with Cam Ward. We have J.J. McCarthy stacked up with Justin Jefferson with a kind of halfway negative stack with Jordan Mason. Then Jalen Milroe is stacked up with Cooper Kupp. Seattle plays Carolina in Week 17. We don't have any of that. Tennessee plays, let's real quick make sure we don't forget. Using my little cheat sheet that popped up on the screen, Tennessee plays New Orleans in Week 17. So do we have a New Orleans players? We do not. And then Minnesota plays Detroit Week 17. We have David Montgomery on our team. So a little bit of a bring back there. All right. Let's roll on into the next draft. 6 more. It's kind of sad to see this click down, and slowly dwindle away. If you want to get in this draft, there are 5 more spots available. 4 more now if you want to draft with us. Would love to have you guys in here. 3 more spots available if you want to get into some last-minute Best Ball Mania drafts. Sports said, I don't know why YouTube algorithm put your stream on my homepage, but I'm glad it did. Listen, I don't know why either, but it needs to put it on more people's homepages. All right. I know we're late in the year, but I know the season's just getting started, but we're kind of late in the draft year. Oh, look at this. Meek bumps in here again. 110. Well, I'm kind of excited about that because if he keeps screwing up drafts, that's going to mean good things for us, right? We're at the 101 in this one, and we'll take full advantage of it and take Jamar Chase as we always do at the 101. Yeah, I don't know how YouTube's algorithms really work per se. I have done some things to try and make this stream better, I do plan during the season and we'll call it the off season, to really look at some ways to enhance this even more, whether it's new graphics or new intro video I'm going to make or new cover pages. Just I might even look at, putting together stuff that I can provide others, such as like maybe my rankings will be something that I actually maybe I can sell or give away somehow. I don't know. These are all just things in my head right now. Meek will probably take 5 straight wide receivers this time. He'll probably take 5 quarterbacks is what he's going to do. Guy's crazy. I know. I love watching football. And so, like, I don't just draft teams and go, all right, I'm done. Like, I just love sports in general. And I like watching it. I will watch the games throughout the year. I will not watch every game, obviously. I've got too much going on in my life for that. I watch every Cleveland Browns game because I am a Cleveland Browns diehard fan. But then I will, depending on what I got going on, like Monday nights are pretty easy for me to watch the game right now. Thursday night's going to be hard because I've got my 9-year-old has baseball games that are going to start in a few weeks. And Thursdays is one of the nights where he's going to be playing. So Thursday nights might be hard, although, might just jump in late to the game. And then, of course, Sundays. All right, Meek did go wide receiver here. Let's see if he does your strategy. 96 wide receivers in a row instead of the 6 running backs he did last time. I mean, he's doing it, my man. He must have heard you. Look, Genty went at 5. Jefferson went at 8 here. This is weird. I like these last-minute lobbies. They're getting real weird. Today you went 0 for the first 4 rounds, then went wide receiver avalanche for the next 4. I know these terms from you. Oh, yeah. See? You're catching on. Yeah, last year, so it's funny, drafts last year, like if you look at the first 5 picks, there was so much orange on the screen because wide receivers were just falling through the boards, and running backs got pushed down other than your superstars. I mean, just for perspective, if you look at the screen right now, last year I had a team. Now, granted, I was the only one, but I had a team at the 101 that had Jamar Chase and Bijan Robinson on it. I'm sorry, Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley. So I had those 2 players on the same team last year. Okay, Lad McConkey normally doesn't fall this far. I'll take him. This is normally when I don't take him, but I will. And I'm going to try this. I've tried this a bunch, and I feel like it's not going to work, but I'm going to do it again. I've been trying to get one more of a Burrow, Chase, Higgins double stack. And somebody just randomly pulls Joe Burrow in like the 5th round every time. So I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah, there's a way you can look up online your uniqueness of your teams. And when you get into like the playoffs, best ball playoffs, people start analyzing the teams that are still available or still entered in. And I had a 1-of-1 team whereby, meaning to say nobody had Jamar Chase and Saquon Barkley on the same team. And that team got kicked at the last minute from the like I just missed the Best Ball Mania finals with that team. But it did win me some money. If it would have gotten the finals, it would have been ridiculously successful. But I didn't quite squeak it in. But it's hard to get to the Best Ball Mania finals. It really is. You could do this for 8 years. And I think the math says that if you do it 8 seasons in a row and you max draft 150 teams in Best Ball Mania every year, I think you'll make it to the finals 1 or 2 years out of 8 that you max draft. Is the technical math on that? Obviously, you got to be, there's some luck with that, but it's not great math, but it can happen. And again, I've never won a tournament that I've never won $2 million, right? I've never won $500,000, but I'm still profitable because even with enough teams drafted well, can place enough to where it's still profitable, even if you don't win. You were here the last time I had Higgins and Chase, and then Burrow got sniped. Yeah. Well, let's see if the luck will be on our side tonight. I'm tempted to take him here at the 4-5 turn and just say, you know what, the heck with that, I'm just going to take it. But I don't know that I want to do that. I mean, look, he's so far down. I can't, right? I just don't. I'd just be giving up so much value if I took him. I had a weird dream the other night. I was dreaming that Breece Hall was the best running back in football this year. I don't know why I was dreaming about Breece Hall. I guess that's how, when you draft as many teams as I do, you start seeing fantasy football running backs in your sleep. I don't know. It's kind of creepy. Somebody should not tell Breece Hall that I had a dream about him. Although I will say, this may be a Breece Hall team. Unless Vic's dodge pound, whatever, picks him. Okay, so Breece Hall it is. I would pick Pickens here, but I don't want another wide receiver week 10 when I'm already risking this much. So I'm just going to pass, and I'm just going to take a guy that I feel stronger about. If you look at my ranks, I still have DK Metcalf ranked higher than all of these guys. So we're going to go DK Metcalf. So interesting start. Jamar Chase, Ladd McConkey, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, and Breece Hall. Now we wait. This is the moment where we wait and see, will Joe Burrow make it back, or will one of these non-badge drafters do silly things? I do feel better knowing that Jackson and Allen are already taken next to me on two badge drafted or non-badge draft teams. They're not likely to get a second quarterback. This guy's got Hurts. He's not likely to get another one. He's got Daniels. So most of the the non-badge drafters have one, other than Maddie. And so where is the Chase Brown guy? So unless this guy wants to stack Chase Brown with him on the way back around, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Crazier things have happened. I mean, Joe Burrow does have standalone value, and you can even do some back stacks with him, but it's just not my favorite way to do it. Travis Hunter goes, that's right. Keep on taking. When we have 4 wide receivers already, we want to see wide receivers come off the board. We're good with that. We are good with that. Said it doesn't surprise you that I dream about fantasy football. There's probably something to be said about that, right? Maybe that's not healthy. And there it is. Joe Burrow goes to a guy with only 2 wide receivers on his team for no reason whatsoever at pick 60. This is what happens to me. It's so dumb. This guy's it's so dumb. And you watch, he will not have another Cincinnati Bengal pass catcher. And it's kind of frustrating. Who could you backstack Burrow with? I can't name their wide receiver 3. So Andre Ichivash. And then you could even do Jermaine Burton. And then those are their 2 kind of wide receivers that are pretty talented. And then Mike Gesicki is their tight end. The problem, though, now is Mike Gesicki was a really good backstack, but now they picked up Noah Fant during the season, so he's got more competition for targets at tight end. So he's not even getting drafted in every draft anymore because there's too much competition there. Oh, you people don't like me tonight. That was mean. That was mean. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, like deep down. I had zero faith that he was coming back. I just didn't feel good about it. We're going to take DeAndre Swift. I was taking a lot of DeAndre Swift earlier in the offseason. I really like him this year. Him and Breece Hall are similar types of players. We'll take Jordan Addison as our 5th wide receiver. I'm just a little bit bummed here, though, that Joe Burrow didn't come back. But it happens. You know? You got too much ball knowledge. I don't know that I have too much. I think when you draft as much as I have, and that's kind of where when you get into drafting these teams and you have fun doing it, you kind of force yourself to learn more about the players that you're drafting. And that kind of makes it fun, right? Kind of gives you the edge over others who pay attention. But it doesn't feel like work to me because I love sports. I love football. I love drafting. You know what I mean? So it just feels fun. And that's really why I do this. I do this for fun. I don't need to stream these drafts to have fun. The last 3 years I didn't stream this ever. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I just made it. Right. So, I was just doing it on my phone and on occasion on my iPad, but now, I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to make a YouTube channel and maybe help some other people or just, create some entertainment for those that are looking for some entertainment when it comes to fantasy football. You grabbed Keon Coleman in your draft today for me. I appreciate that. I did get a share of him I had a draft at 7 p.m. tonight, my last redraft league. And I got Josh Allen as my quarterback, and I did get Keon Coleman in like the 8th round. So he's on my bench, but I do have him. And if they start to click and he goes off, then it'd be a great stack to have. So I'm excited to have Keon Coleman on that team. Bo Nix goes. Yeah, this guy here. 2 wide receivers through 8 rounds. You don't have a chance, buddy. You won't get enough points. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. And this guy took Joe Burrow, and he's sitting here with 4 running backs. And he's got a tight. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. I will say I'm not someone who will go and tilt that much, but this tilted me a little bit. But it would really bother me if a guy like this who drafts a team like this beats me in a team, which it's going to happen, but that would bother me a little bit. All right. What are we doing here? Andrews goes. We're going to take Jaden Higgins. And I think we'll get us a share of Mr. TJ Hawkinson. I don't have a ton of TJ Hawkinson this year, but he fell 11 picks past ADP. That screams, please take him. So if he's going to fall that far, I'm just going to scoop him up and say thanks. Burrow Chase stack got to be rare because you only get Chase at 101. So you got to take him at the 4-5 turn or wait and hope. Yeah, so here's the thing. And so when we know there's going to be 672,000 other teams, right? Divide that out by 12, right? Because that's how many, 1 through 12, right? That's how many draft positions there are. Divide that by 12, and that's how many teams there will be in, that will have the 101. So let me do the math. Let's do it. 672,672 teams. Divide that by 12. So there will be 56,056 teams that drafted at the 101 in Best Ball Mania. Jamar Chase is going to go at the 101 in 90% of them, right? So let's say 6,000 teams don't have Jamar Chase at the 1 for argument's sake. So 50,000 teams will have Jamar Chase here. Of those teams, because of where Higgins goes, it's very possible that a lot of those teams also have Higgins on their team, right? Most people like to get Burrow at 5, and so he goes at pick 5 plenty of times. I see it all the time. So the Burrow Chase stack and the Burrow Higgins stack is not going to be rare at all because it's easy to do. Everybody can get it. It's very easy. You can get it at 5, guaranteed every time. There will be teams that have Joe Burrow with Higgins or Joe Burrow with Chase, and they get Joe Burrow in the 6th round versus the 5th. Those have a little bit more of an advantage because that's a little harder to do. I have done it a couple times this year. It's a little harder to do, but there'll be plenty of teams. So at the end of the day, Joe Burrow stacked with Chase or Higgins or both is not going to be a rare combination at all, right? Because where they go, it's easy to do that stack. When you think about stacks that are a little harder, let me see here. Trying to think if I can get a better example. I mean, it was harder earlier in the year. It was harder to get Hurts with A.J. Brown because Hurts never made it to the right side of the board. Now he's making it to the right side of the board, so you can get him with A.J. Brown. But he didn't earlier. But that's probably a bad example. All right, real quick. Let's see what's coming up. Well, this one just makes sense, right? Guess we're getting McCarthy again. We've double stacked him, assuming he's here. And he is. So we'll take him, double stack him, and we have another J.J. McCarthy team. What do I want to do? I'll take the rookie. Cam Scatabo. I don't know. I like his attitude, Cam Scatabo. He could be a lot of fun this year. My kind of running back. But so for me, going back to that conversation we just had about Joe Burrow, because I know that it's so easy to get, I refuse to take it at 5 just to have it because so many other people already do. If I'm going to get it, I'm going to try and get it at a much harder place to get it, which is in round 6. Take advantage of having another pick between me and Joe Burrow and try and separate myself that way. Otherwise, I don't want it. I don't want it. Because then it's just not unique enough. Hopefully it makes sense what I'm saying here. By the way, for anybody who has not yet or watches the video later, please throw a like on the video and subscribe. I am very grateful for the support. And we do this for fun. So keeping the channel going relies on likes, subscriptions, and support. Otherwise, why are we here? If I'm not entertaining you, you're not getting any value out of this, then what am I doing? Right? So I would appreciate it. And if you don't know this already, I share it on every stream. If you go into the description of any of my videos, I have a link to Underdog Fantasy. If you've never drafted here on Underdog, I highly recommend it. You can use my promo code Perfect216. And if your first deposit that you make, you can get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. So if you deposit $1,000, you get $50 free, $200, $100 free, and so on. So highly recommend it. All right, 9 picks away. Let's see what magic we can make happen here. Bigsby goes 135. All right, so I do see a Houston stack available with Jaden Higgins. That's probably what I would do if CJ Stroud makes it back here. ADP 134. If he gets back to us, we'd be getting him at 144. I don't feel great about the chance of him coming back, though. Penix goes 138. I mean, we're kind of running out of stacking partners, but I do see Pittsburgh is available later as well. Could get Aaron Rodgers. My man, Uncle Rogers' neighborhood. Ray Davis goes 139. We got to dodge four more teams in order to snag CJ Stroud. Now, realistically, these other 3 teams should not take him because they already have 2 quarterbacks. They should not be taking yet another one. But crazy things happen. I will say this is a little rare for me because I don't have – all right, we get CJ Stroud here. And then we'll grab – we'll get a piece of Dylan Sampson here. I don't have J.J. McCarthy double stack with Addison and Hawkinson, I don't think, on any team, at least that I can think of. So that kind of feels nice. That's something I did not have. So that makes me feel pretty good. In other news today, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he was voted team captain in Pittsburgh. So there's a shock. I don't know. I feel like if you're the quarterback, you're just a captain by default. So that shouldn't shock me. But like now, if they just said DK Metcalf as a team captain, maybe that would shock me a little bit because he just got there. But I don't know. I like this person's name coming up. It's Iron Maiden, but look how it's spelled. EYRON. And 3 for the E. That's pretty nice. Iron Maiden. If you don't know, that is a metal rock band. If you're not sure. If you're not keeping up with the music scene. All right. So with this thing coming back around, we don't have to get Aaron Rodgers just yet if I don't want to. But I feel like I could end up getting sniped if I don't. We'll see. I definitely like the last team better than this one, but there are some players in this team that I'm glad that I'm getting a piece of. It's not the worst team ever. I just don't love it. All right. 5 picks away. I don't think I'm going to mess around here. I think one of these 2 picks is going to be Aaron Rodgers, just so I don't take the chance that I don't get him, you know? All right, so I know we're going to get Aaron Rodgers, but I kind of like Rashad White here. But I also like Jonnu Smith. I'm just going to go ahead and take White because he's higher. Smith has a chance to come back, a pretty good chance, where there's no chance Rashad White comes back. So we'll just take him and we'll roll with it. So we're definitely going to be done with quarterback when we have J.J. McCarthy, C.J. Stroud, and Aaron Rodgers. Running back, Breece Hall, DeAndre Swift, Cam Scatterboo, Dylan Sampson, Rashad White. Wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Ladd McConkey, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, Jordan Addison, Jaden Higgins. Tight end, TJ Hawkinson. That Meek bump guy's got a little bit more of a balanced team this time, 2-5-5-2 build, but he still clearly likes his running backs. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. I could tell my 9-year-old and his friend were in here at some point because some of my stuff was moved around on my desk and my microphone was aiming down, like almost like a little younger child was talking to it. So they were definitely messing with my stuff, but thankfully they didn't do anything they shouldn't have done. So that's a plus. I guess we all just did some math tonight on that. When we did that round 1 situation, we all realized that 56,000 is a magic number. That's how many teams are drafted in Best Ball Mania from the same drafts, from each draft position. That's how many teams. If you draft Bijan Robinson, or if you're drafting at the number 2, you are one of 56,000 and plus teams that drafted from number 2, right? And so on and so forth. And kind of gives you perspective on why being unique, why stacking, why week 17, why all these extra things give you an advantage. Oh, you know what? What am I doing? I was considering taking Amari Cooper here, but I won't at this point. There's Ichi Vash I was talking about earlier. He's their wide receiver 3 in Cincinnati right now. I actually might be in the minority, but I think Jermaine Burton, whatever his name is, I think he's a better player. Take 2 tight ends here and knock that room out. Causes a double stack at wide receiver and a double stack for Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh and Houston got double stacked. Now all 3 of our quarterbacks are double stacked, which is nice. And we'll end up with 1 more wide receiver to finish this draft off, and it'll be another 3-5-7-3 build. I don't know where I was going with that. Lost my train of thought. I was betting with a friend. We were at like a guy's poker night last night, and we were watching the Miami and Notre Dame game, and I really believe Notre Dame was going to win that game going into it, and I took them. My friend had a parlay going, and he ended up winning. But I did not see that happening. And hopefully you guys all had a really good weekend. Mine was very, very good. Ended up going to see Shinedown and Bush in concert, and they were amazing. Do. All right. It's coming around. We're going to finish this draft and get into another Best Ball Mania. Got to keep grinding this out. There are two unboxed shirts. One's like a neon yellow. This is like a mustard yellow. Yeah, so this thing's really kind of weird. And that's actually not DK. All right, we need one more wide receiver here. We could do like a Jalen Knoll, do a triple stack Houston, which I don't like that. One I've already got double Cincinnati. Makes it kind of hard. So I think I'm going to go another route. Bye week wise, got 2 10s, 2 6s. So let's avoid 10 and 6. I do still like Jordan Whittington. Choices. I'm just going to go ahead and grab Jordan Whittington here as our last wide receiver. All right. Let's not play around. Let's get right into the next Best Ball Mania draft. Going for that $2 million. 5 more that we can do. So we're going to jump right in. And there are 4 more slots open in this draft if you want to draft with us. 3 more left to go. While we're waiting for this to fill, I will be right back. Just hang tight for me. Be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Nature called. When nature calls, you got to answer. We ended up with a 101 again, which is fun. You know, if you're gonna go out with a few more drafts, why not get Jamar Chase on your team, right? Another chance to stack him with Joe Burrow in round 6. Probably won't happen with the way things have been going, but we will try it again. Maybe it's destiny. Maybe this is the one. This is the one where they let him fall down to me. We'll see. I guess if someone ends up picking T. Higgins, it's less likely, right? Because then the T. Higgins drafter may grab him instead. But we'll see. We will see. I'm, in some ways, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm glad the season's about to start. It really is a lot of work to do this many drafts and to do as much as I do. And I really, really do enjoy it. But I think next year I might take like a week break in between, like in the middle, and just not do it at all for a week. Because I didn't take any time off. Like I was drafting at least one team every day. And that can definitely take a toll on you. Let's just hope it pays off in the long run. I know my wife will appreciate it if things go well. And I do love my wife. So there's that. Are we going to get Devon Achane? Oh, my gosh. That would have been disgusting to have Devon Achane, hit right there. We'll do the T. Higgins, Jamar Chase stack again. One more time. And I'll take Trey McBride as the tight end. Will it happen? That is the question. We will make 2 more picks and hope that Joe Burrow comes back to us at pick 72. That is the plan. Has not worked out the last 4 times I've tried to do this. No time like the present. Although this start will not be super rare, given the fact that these 3 guys always go in the 1-2 turn. Kittle went early in the 3rd, goes at pick 32. James Cook, Jaden Daniels. Quarterbacks are flying off the board in the back of round 3. Once again, I do not feel very confident that Burrow will come back at pick 6, but got to try something. Got to try it. I bet you if everyone here was a badge drafter, it'd be more likely that he came back because they would know that, hey, you're not stacking Joe Burrow. You might want to just keep it moving. Since his pass catchers are on another person's team, right? But not really how it tends to work. I like that this non-badge drafter just grabbed Hurts here. That makes me feel good. All right, let's see what Eagles and Iceman does. Goes Pickens. It's good. We didn't want Pickens. Sutton goes. And we're back with Breece Hall again. as an option. I think this time we'll do DJ Moore. And can't do Calvin Ridley. He's a 10. We'll do Devonta Smith. And so we will go full 0 RB. Now the moment of truth. Will Joe Burrow come back to us at 72? It could happen. It could happen. I'm realizing now that I just probably made the NBM guy not too happy because I'm sure he thought Smith would come back to him when he got Hurts at 45 so they could stack, but I'm sorry, my friend. Devonta Smith is a great player, and I like great players. And there he is. Burrow at 56 goes to a guy with one dang receiver on his team. Oh, my gosh. This stream is the we can't get Joe Burrow stream. That's what we should title this stream. Look, we'll slightly change the name. Yeah, I totally. It's bothered me so much. I absolutely changed the name of the stream just because of that. It's crazy. It's disgusting. Look, I'm even going to change the color of the ticker right now. I don't even know what color I'm going to go to. Just rotate through colors at this point. I'm just going to sit here at blue. I don't know. Oh, my gosh. What a fool. I mean, it's not like they did anything wrong. It just irritates me. All right, I know what I want to do here now. I'll see if it happens, see if it comes back. Most likely it won't, but that's okay. Yeah, it did. So we're here again with the same people from the last one. Yeah. Super frustrating. Super frustrating. But it happens. And I hope I win with Jamar Chase without Joe Burrow, just despite what just happened there. Hope the next 4 drafts we get pick 1, and we still don't get Joe Burrow, and we get Jamar Chase every time. That would be pretty disgusting, if I'm honest. Tyler Warren goes 77. Keon Coleman, my guy, at 78. Shakir 81, Mason 82. Now he goes double tight end. He already had Kittle, and he grabs Ingram. This guy, killing me. It's killing me. I love it when people don't know what they're doing. Why don't you take a third tight end while you're going? You don't need running backs or wide receivers. Not at all. He takes Devontae Thornton to pick 89. Are you kidding me? He has really no clue what he's doing at all. No clue. Unbelievable. That's what happens. This is what's happening tonight. I'm a little tilted, guys. I'm not gonna lie. A little tilted. That's super frustrating. Go ahead, steal a guy from me again. I'm begging you. There's plenty of options. Well, you didn't. We'll do Kyler Murray, stack him up with Trey McBride. And I guess we're going Caleb Johnson here. It's the only thing that makes sense. Don't like it, but here we are. It's funny. Now at the end, people are figuring out that finally people are realizing, where is he? Did he go already? Did I miss it? Yeah. Jaylen Warren should go before him. And so now I'm finally getting him in the right value. Where everyone else is drafting him in round 7. Now he's going in round 9, which is where he belongs. It's crazy. Crazy people. Loveland 102. I'm not a big fan of. I like the wide receiver room. Love having the elite tight end right now. Definitely got work to do at running back. I'd like to get, because I have DJ Moore and DeAndre Swift, I'd like for it to come back around and get Caleb Williams for the stack. That would be kind of an ideal scenario there. We'll see if that actually, happens. But that's one of the 2 picks we'll get. We'll be shooting for it, and then probably another running back will be needed at that point. When we do have the elite tight end, that means we don't need to take more than 2 on our team because we're counting on him to get most of the points every week. So the third tight end would virtually be a waste. I can't help but watch this guy. He's just, I still can't believe he just took Thornton at pick 89. People do weird things in these drafts. Trevor Lawrence to the team who has Jaden Daniels. Okay. But at least he's stacking. See, he gets it. He's stacking Trevor Lawrence with Thomas. He's stacking Jaden Daniels with Deebo Samuel. This guy knows how to draft. Caleb Williams goes to Rusty here. Did stack him with Rome. So it makes sense. All right, so we're not doing that. We're going to need to make some more options at wide receiver. We could end up with our third straight J.J. McCarthy team. I don't know that that's my ideal scenario. I like Rashad Bateman here. And we definitely need more running back room help, so we'll grab Ramondre Stevenson. This is probably going to be a 6 running back room and maybe stop at 7 wide receivers. I don't know. And it'll probably be 3 quarterbacks. We'll see. We will see. And then we will draft one more team after this, if you stick around. And then I think after this next team, I'll have 3 more, and then I'll be at 150. Let's take a quick peek at where I am in drafts. So I have done 594 just to these, but plus all these other ones that I did. So we're well over 600 teams that we've drafted so far. Let's do a quick exposure check on the season-long ones. Josh Allen has slid into the #1 most drafted quarterback. I don't like having Matthew Stafford here as my 4th, but when he was going so low, he ended up being somebody who I just got at the back end of drafts. I like that Hurts and Daniels. Some of these guys have gone up the board a little bit more. That makes me feel good about it. Where am I low? Herbert's pretty low. Dak Prescott's low. Baker. There's Joe Burrow. I guess McCarthy, I've only got 6%, so maybe it's not terrible if I get him on another team. We'll see. Let me look at tight ends real quick. And then we'll come back to this in a second after we make our next pick. Kelsey, still my most drafted tight end, has been all year. Kincaid, Otten, Taylor, Chig. Oh, Chig's up there now. Okay. I like it. I like how the room's breaking down. Trey McBride is about average. Who am I low on? Anybody important? David Njoku, only 4%. Evan Ingram, only just shy of 3. Tyler Warren, 4.5. Loveland, 5.4. Kittle, 5.4. All right. All right, we'll come back to this in just 1 second because we're about to be back on the clock. Okay. Well, we're running out of options. Take Jake Ferguson here as our second and final tight end. And then I think I've got to force a quarterback play here because I'm running low on options. So like I continue to do, I'll get Cam Ward and I'll find a way to make a Tennessee stack work after the fact. You know, if Cam Ward hits, I mean, he is the 101 overall this year. He's got a little bit of legs in college when he was in Miami. You know, if he is able to run pretty well, shows up decently, could be a great pick because he is one of the last quarterbacks off the board. Could be worth it. By the way, just real quick, don't forget to like on the video and on the stream and subscribe. I do go live every night between 9 and midnight. And we'll be ripping these teams until the season starts. And then after that, we'll get into your start sit questions, trades, waiver wires, news, some prop betting and sports betting. So please stop by on the channel throughout the season as well. All right, 13 picks away. And let me just scroll on down. So after this next one, we'll go back in and we'll look at where we at on running backs and wide receivers. So we know we're done at tight end because we have an elite one. We know we need at least 2 more running backs and at least 1 more wide receiver. This is a nice little pocket of running backs here that I like to take. So this would be my plan if it proceeded forward. I'd get Ray Davis, who falls significantly past ADP, and then Michael Wilson for the double stack with Kyler Murray. Ray Davis goes. I can't take Algier here. He's got a bye week 5. I already got 2 other bye week 5, so that doesn't make any sense. But we do need another running back, so we'll take Rachaad White. And we'll let that kind of keep riding. So feel pretty good about the team. It's not great, not my favorite, but I don't hate it. I hate guys like this and he ended up with 3 quarterbacks. And none of them stack with their pass catchers. So this guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's obvious that he doesn't know what he's doing. Which I guess that's one less team that's going to win, that has a chance to win $2 million. So like when you see teams like this, makes you feel good because it means you just say thank you as much as you're frustrating to see sometimes. They just took $25 and lit it on fire. So if I were you, don't do that. Listen to my streams and I will teach you the ways to at least be building competitive fantasy football teams. Oh, yeah, I meant to go back and check my exposures. We'll finish this draft first, and then we'll go back and check our running back and wide receiver exposures. Three more picks left. We might just stop at Kyler Murray, Cam Ward, if I'm being honest. Because that way I can afford to get another wide receiver on this team. We'll end up with Tyler Lockett, I think. It's probably the way I'm going to go. Gotten a good amount of Lockett this year. He just seems easy. All right, we know we're going to get Tyler Lockett and be done at wide receiver. But we need another running back here. You know, we could get Spears. I guess we'll go ahead and do it. I know he's going to miss the first 4 games, but he's so late in value that it just might make sense that we just need to survive 4 games, and then he can come into play later on in the season when we need him. So now last pick will be a running back. So we're going to queue up a bunch of running backs. Then I'm going to go take a look at my no 5s is what we want. Jalen Wright's still there. Wow. Not sure I understand that. Not sure I understand that at all. All right, we've got some running backs queued up. Let's just grab a couple of more just to make sure we don't completely screw this thing up. All right, so let's get back out of here. That one's done. Let's just look real quick at our exposures as we were talking about. So Jaylen Warren continues to be my most drafted running back, and I'm proud of it. You get a lot of these guys because they're not, I clicked similar guys in the late running back range, which is why you see these guys coming up so often. But I feel pretty good about all of it. I didn't realize Pacheco, I had this much Pacheco. Genty 11-4, I like that. Barkley 10-4. Achan, I got him up to 9-4. I was light on Achan earlier. Now I'm better. Derrick Henry's up over 9. JT 8-6. McCaffrey 8. Bijan 8 now. I was low on Hampton too, and now I'm up almost to average. So that's good. Who am I low on? Jahmyr Gibbs is a little low. Chase Brown's a little low. James Cook's a little low. I'm just thinking big names, like bigger names that I'm surprised that I'm that low on. Travion Henderson, I'm low, but he's risen so much. Bucky Irving, I'm low, but I don't care. I don't really care for him that much. All right, so James Cook, Kamara, Tracy, these types of guys. Chase Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs could use a little more. Wide receivers, where are we at? Marvin Harrison, yeah, I love what I've done with my wide receivers, my exposures. These are the guys that I want a lot of exposure to, so I'm good. Justin Jefferson's my highest round 1 receiver. A.J. Brown, I like that. Jamar Chase, I'm up to 9.8, not including the draft we just finished because it's not in here yet. So I'll be over 10% with that last one. Drake London makes me happy. Let's see. Amon-Ra's a little low. That's okay. McConkey's low on purpose. CD Lamb's really low, 5.6. I don't like that. All right, so on these last few best ball manias, if I get a chance at CD Lamb or Gibbs, I probably need to take a piece of them, is what it sounds like to me. All right, let's do this. We may not finish it. We're going to start it. We got 4 more of these to do, and we're going to go ahead and do another one right now. If you want to draft live with us, click in the room. There are 8 spots open to join with us live. If you don't know where we are, we're on Underdog Fantasy is where we're drafting. There's a link in the description below in all my videos. Click on the link, use promo code PERFECT216, and when you make a deposit, you get 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. So if you deposit $100, you get $50 for free. If you deposit $1,000, you get $500 for free. You get the idea. Whatever deposit you get, you put $10 in, you get $5 free. It's worth it. But don't leave free money on the table. 3 more spots open, and then this draft will get rolling. 2 more. Now, we've had the 101 the last 2 times tonight. The last 2 picks. The last 2 drafts. Be kind of funny if we got it one more time. One more spot, and it's filled. Hopefully, one of you guys were able to get in here with us. And we're on the opposite side of the board at the 111. I kind of delayed clicking into this one, hoping that some of the guys that were in these last drafts would be not in these because they were kind of crazy. This Rusty Slav knows what he's doing, but he was in the last couple of drafts with me. But at least that one guy's not in here. So we'll see what happens at the 111. What we could do is, let me do this real quick. Completed exposures. We just do the $25 ones. All right. Just kind of want to see in just these Best Ball Mania drafts what my exposure rates are. Wow, did not see that coming. Who am I super low on? Buka, McConkey. Just trying to get an idea on what I'm low on in Best Ball Mania. Tell you what, though, if I'm right on if I'm right on Jaylen Warren, I'm gonna make a lot of money this year. Okay. All right. We are 5 picks away. We need to jump back into this draft. Let's see what the board looks like so far. Pretty standard start. Chase, Bijan, Lamb, Barkley, Gibbs, Jefferson. That is the perfect 1 through 6 start. Pretty normal. Pretty normal. McCaffrey at 7. Everything going exactly as planned as of now. Nothing too fancy. This will definitely be my last draft of the night, by the way. But I will be back on tomorrow night. And we will keep the drafts going. Okay. We're going to do Ashton Genty. We're going to force some uniqueness here. Since we're getting to the end here, let's do something fun. Do Ashton Genty and Chase Brown. I don't have these two guys combined together anywhere. And that's mostly because Chase Brown goes on the left side of the board usually. So kind of bringing him to the right side of the board, creating a unique, somewhat unique combination, kind of feels nice. See what we can do with this. I like that St. Brown London combo. It's not bad. AJ Brown's been falling a little bit in drafts ever since he got dinged up in preseason. The last couple of years, AJ Brown's been a first-round pick every year in the last 2 years. And now he's hanging out in the second round consistently. And I don't know. It's kind of strange to me. You know, you could make the argument that he's better than the other guys going in the first round, in the back half of the first round. But I think they're penalizing him because Philadelphia ran the ball so much last year. But even with that, he was still relevant. And they're going to throw the ball more this year. They've already said that they are. There's an interview with A.J. Brown where they were talking about how he basically just said in no uncertain words that we won a Super Bowl by running the ball. Now we're going to win a Super Bowl by throwing the ball. That's basically what he was saying. So I expect them to pass more this year. Hot Milk takes a weird team. Weird start. Woo! I'm starting to feel it. The coffee is wearing off. Which reminds me, I need to set an alarm for tomorrow before I forget. Okay. Tyreek Hill goes to the A.J. Brown Gibbs drafter. I kind of like that start. Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Let's see what's coming back to us here. All right, JSN falls back to us here. Normally goes at 31, give or take. We're going to get him at 35. A little bit of value. We will take it. Henderson goes. I shouldn't do this, but trying to get crazy at the end here. I'm going to take James Cook, and we'll have 3 running backs start. So we've got work to do in the wide receiver room now when we do this, but kind of a fun way to start. Not the kind of team I normally build, and we're down to only a few teams left. It kind of is fun to try to do different styles of teams at the end. When you've drafted over 600 teams, you got to freshen it up sometime. I was just reading a thing that says the top 15 players in the NFL as voted by the players. Number 1, Saquon Barkley. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. 3, Josh Allen. 4, Jamar Chase. 5, Patrick Mahomes. 6, Joe Burrow. 7, Derrick Henry. 8, Myles Garrett, first defensive player. 9, Justin Jefferson. 10, Patrick Surtain. 11, TJ Watt. 12, Chris Jones. 13, Penei Sewell. 14, Trey Hendrickson. And 15, Jared Goff. That can't be right. How is Jared Goff one of the best players in? I'm not sure I can get on top of that one. I don't think I can get on board with that. Interesting. All right. This guy, Galaxy, has a nice team going here. He stacked Hurts with A.J. Brown, which is always ideal. I like that. See what he follows up with here. Okay, Ibuka. Well, we know what we are. We are wide receiver only at this point. When we've went 3 running backs in the first 4 rounds, we are 100% wide receiver only. When we do this, though, when we take this many running backs early, we're counting on these 2 of them plus, really all 3 of them to play every week or almost every week. I mean, we'll just take the top ADP. We'll just take Jalen Waddle. And then we'll take whatever wide receiver comes back to us. Travis Hunter goes. We will take Matthew Golden. My cat is all over the place. She doesn't want to be famous on camera, but she sure wants to be all around. Speaking of Pacheco. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. I'm fading. All right, Swift goes, Diggs, Dunze. Okay. All right. Devo goes. So another one who, let's see, like he gets Joe Burrow, but he doesn't have Chase or Higgins to stack with. So like, it just drives me nuts when people do that. In these tournaments, when you're going against so many other teams, you need the advantage of stacking a quarterback with your pass catchers. So if you don't think you're going to stack Joe Burrow with anybody, you shouldn't draft Joe Burrow. I guess I should be grateful because the more teams that do stuff like this, the better chances I have of winning, right? More mistakes being made. By the way, anybody else notice that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, looks very, very slim all of a sudden tonight? Hopefully he's healthy. I imagine that he is, but hopefully he's healthy. And there's got to be a reason that he's lost 60 pounds. That's a lot, if that's true. All right, coming back around. What are we going to do? We know we're not taking a running back, I'll tell you that much. I think I know what I want to do. Jacoby Myers goes. All right, we're going to take Jaden Higgins. And then we're going to hope for Keon Coleman to come back. Which he should. And he does. All right, so we started to build back on our wide receiver room, but we do have 2 rookies in it, which is interesting. So, all right, I'm going to finish the rest of this draft on my phone, guys. I apologize, but I'm getting a little tired, and it has been a long night. I hope everybody has a great Tuesday tomorrow. Hopefully you had a great Labor Day weekend. I will be back on tomorrow night for more drafting. We've got a couple more days left to finish these drafts before the season starts on the 4th to get in all our last-minute drafts. If you have any questions at all, please throw them in the comments. I will answer them. If you want to talk about start-sit questions, trades, waiver wires, just ask them. If you still want some draft help, haven't drafted your final teams yet, let me know. Happy to help. Don't forget, please like and subscribe to the channel. Throw a like on the video and share it. Share it wherever you can. Let's bring more people in here with us and spread the word and spread the love. And welcome into Main Event Fantasy. Once again, my name is Nick, and you guys have a good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow.